Hello, welcome to In 5 Minutes. Next topic for the discussion is the breakdown mechanism of the diode. If you consider a reverse bias PN junction diode, you have a PN junction diode which is reverse bias. That means P is connected to negative, N is connected to positive. Now what you have, the interface between PN, then you have the depletion region between P and N, or it is also called as space charge region. P may you have negative charge, N may you have positive charge. So what is the direction of electric field? Electric field is always from positive side to the negative side. So when you're reverse biasing the P type, you have more number of electrons coming in, you have more number of holes coming in from the other side. So what you can say, the electric field is built up, or you are increasing the value of the electric field. So when the electric field is increasing, what you can say, electric field will create more number of free electron hole pairs by breaking the covalent bonds. Since the covalent bonds are broken by the electric field, more number of free electron and hole pairs are generated. Now electrons are swept into the N region and holes are swept into the P region. What you can say, this is the direction of electron flow, and we are generating a large reverse bias current. That means the current is generated by the minority carriers, you can say. Why? You have electrons as the minority carrier, you have holes as the minority carrier. So you have large reverse bias current. This phenomenon is called as breakdown. Now the reverse bias current created by the breakdown mechanism is limited only by the externally connected voltage, or you can say externally connected circuit. If the current is not sufficiently limited, what will happen? That is, if you are not limiting this value, what will happen? More number of free electrons, hole pair are generated, and the current becomes very large and it will generate large power. This will have large power, can be dissipated in the junction, that may damage the device and cause the burnout. Now because of large power, what will happen? The device cannot handle large power and the device is damaged. So we need to avoid the condition of breakdown. Now breakdown again are of two types. You can have the Zener breakdown, or you can have avalanche breakdown. Now what are these two types of breakdown? We'll see here. Coming to the two breakdowns, first is the avalanche breakdown. You have the reverse biased PN junction, that is negative connected here, positive connected here. P may you have negative, N may you have positive. Now what will happen in avalanche breakdown? It occurs when you are providing more number of electrons, so they will collide during their movement across the space charge region. What they will have, they will collide with the covalent bonds and they will generate again free electrons after collision. That is, when they collide with the covalent bonds, you suppose say you have your covalent bond, so when they collide with this, they will break this bond and you have free electron and hole pair generated over here. That is, this bond is breaking, so you have more number of free electrons. So while their movement from the P side to the N side, they generate more number of electrons because of collision. Again these free electrons will collide with more number of covalent bonds. What they will have after collision with the covalent bonds, they will break the covalent bonds and again they will generate free electrons, and this process repeats, and in this process you generate large number of free electrons in the process, and hence that will generate large amount of the reverse bias current, and that will lead to the breakdown. So the breakdown because of this collision and generation of large number of free electrons during the collision process leads to avalanche breakdown. When you look at the graph, avalanche breakdown happens in the low doping concentration, whereas in high doping you have the Zener breakdown. Now what is Zener breakdown? What happens in Zener breakdown? Here you have the tunneling effect of carriers. That is, when the carriers move, they form a tunnel like structure across the space charge region. So because of this tunneling, you have large amount of reverse bias current flowing across the junction, and that causes the Zener breakdown. That means in this case, here is your P, here you have N, and a tunnel like structure is formed between P and N from where the minority carriers flow. Now here you have small area, so you'll have large number of carriers, hence the Zener breakdown happens at a lower value. So when you look at the graph, you can say for high doping you will have Zener breakdown because of the tunneling effect which appears at the low voltage. You can say it happens at the lower voltage. Now at last, the voltage at which breakdown occurs depends on fabrication parameters of PN junction, but it is usually between say 50 to 200 volts for discrete devices, although breakdown voltages outside this range are possible. In excess of say up to 1000 volt you can have the breakdown devices. For example, a PN junction is usually rated with PIV. It is nothing but the peak inverse voltage. The peak inverse voltage of a diode must never be exceeded. You should not exceed this peak inverse voltage in order to avoid the breakdown. In order to avoid what? Nothing but you need to avoid the damage of the device. So we should not overcome this voltage. We should operate our device below this peak inverse voltage.